And we're back for the second round of the Megadraft Finals Cons of Tarkir League. This is the semifinals between Daniel G. Frisky Hobbit representing the Jeskai clan and Evan Newcomer also representing the Jeskai clan. So either way, a Jeskai clan member is going to make it to the finals. What are we looking at in terms of Evan's hand there, Chris?
So he shipped a one-lander very quickly, and now he's got a Swamp and a Mountain, a Jirian Instigator, a Warspeaker, and a Bitter Revelation to maybe catch him back up.
Okay, Frisky Hobbit's going to try to do his best to make the extra card he's down more annoying since he's got this bitter Rashaka's Secret, the discard 2, mill 2. He does also have a Kintry Evocation, which he's just going to snap off now while he can guarantee the 2-mana 5/5. And he's looking pretty with the rest of his hand being the Teamer, the Teamer color Knuckle Blade, the Savage Knuckle Blade, and an Abzan Guide along with 2 lands.
That's such a hard start to deal with, a 5/5 on turn
I mean,
3 like
it's just
that.
cheating. It just simply feels totally unfair. Does Evan have any ways of dealing with it other than making this 1/5 a 2/6?
No, he had to decide between the Bitter Revelation or making that a good blocker, and I think the right call is to get some more cards in your hand. He did pick
Yeah,
up
no,
a
you
Mardu
want to be mana
Ascendancy.
efficient there. Mardu Ascendancy. Okay, so in a world where he could be on attacks, that's looking really good. Daniel's just going to seize the opportunity to chunk him for 5.
Yeah, I think Evan's just in a situation where he's got to sort of take it for a little bit.
It's always really devastating when the grindier control deck gets to have an early lead.
So he's got some decisions to make here. He could put out the pony back as a morph. He can attack War Shrieker and then do the pony back, which might be the play.
I think you want to try to get back on tempo. So if he can pair that War Shrieker with a morph, I mean that'll do some work into clawing his way back into the game.
Yeah.
Looks like he's going to opt for that.
He does have a bring low, so maybe he could choose to
Okay, he
get something out
does.
of the way, but I don't know.
So
I
he
think it's
could
a
bring
tough
low this
call.
2/2.
He could. Yep, that's what he's going to do.
Okay, I like it.
That was a good choice. Get one of
He
those Abzan
is
guides out of the way.
he's good now as long as he can keep this Knuckleblade off the battlefield since Frisky Hobbit doesn't exactly have teamer colors. Ooh, but the discard 2 here is
Oh,
devastating.
that is devastating. On a mull as well. He
And
drew a
2 really
mountain.
strong cards. We saw Ascendancy, and what was the other card he pitched there?
The Ponyback Brigade.
Oh man.
Yeah.
And face down, what do we have as this morph?
Oh, it's a Jirian Instigator.
Okay.
So he can
Yeah,
steal a creature, which doesn't seem great.
he's gonna opt for it just to say, you know what, I wasn't too pleased with what you did.
I guess maybe he's gonna leave up and offer the double block here with the 2/1 and the 3/3. Otherwise, I
Yeah,
don't
I
know why
mean,
you.
I don't hate it, although I don't think you need to use Jeering Instigator's flip there. And Frisky Albert just has a wealth of options here. He just picked up a Sultai Charm, which means this double block is going to be a very bad idea. And he punishes him for that. That's probably going to be game unless Evan draws one of these high sentinels.
Yeah, even that's looking pretty slow. Although 2/6 is now blocking this 5/5.
That's definitely relevance.
Oh, look
Call.
what you did. Look what you did.
Oh, look what I've done.
Oops.
Yeah, I mean, to Daniel's credit, he does have a bit of revelation here, so maybe he can dig for an answer. But just using a removal spell to see your opponent draw into one of the best cards in his deck does not feel great.
No.
And he's going to dig into a thing that digs into another thing by picking up a Soothsayer here.
Okay. I mean, the parapet it's a clock.
It is a clock.
This is a
Might not be
plains.
fast enough, but
Yeah,
it's
and when
definitely
you've
not
got
going to be fast enough.
the sentinels out, you can't you can't hold back lands, right? You want to get to 8 here, so he's just playing it out.
Yeah. I mean, I spoke too soon.
Interesting.
I would have sworn this was Daniel's game to lose, and now he's on the back foot. See what he
Okay.
can find here. Okay, he did find a Force Away, and oh, he only gets one of these. That's right. So he has the choice between Force Away, Absent Guide. I mean, basically those two. Um,
Looks like
I
he's just going force away, huh?
I agree with it. He wins this game by. Oh my God! Yeah. So if he untaps, he's got it.
Yeah, it just parapets and that's it.
What a
Nice
back
little
and
line he
forth
found
game.
there.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Wow. Okay. Very exciting game one.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Dang. Okay. I spoke way too soon. Comebacks happen all the time in this format. I forget.
Yeah, so Evan is taking out a bring low and putting in a disowned ancestor and submitting.
Yeah, I agree with that in terms of I mean we know what Daniel's deck looks like, but that those will pair up really well since Springlow will not be super effective against the tall bodies Daniel has. Land count we have oh there must be some hidden lands because I can only see 20 of them. And we know Daniel had a lot of fixing.
Maybe he's just really risking it.
Yeah, maybe. I mean with 2000 wins, Treasure Cruise, I would be floored, but sometimes you gotta dream big to win big.
That's right. Just assume the shuffler is gonna work out in your favor. There's something in the background. It's not truly random.
That's right. And we know that Evan's still running the 25.
Yeah, yep. He didn't
Okay.
change the land count. So what are the decisions happening over there?
Looks like Daniel G is taking out a Snow Rider, the 5/5 teamer guy, and adding in an Abzan guide, which, sure, I agree with. Typically prefer Abzan guide. So nothing too huge. I'm sure he might have done something else, but I was honestly just a little bit distracted.
Just a little distracted. Well, and I'm looking back at his pool here. He's got that villainous wealth. He's got two of those thousands wins. We might see some spicy stuff here in the next
Oh,
game.
he's definitely got that main board wealth. There's nothing you can do to talk this man out of mainboarding this wealth. Oh, yeah, thank you so much. Despise is a very interesting. Those are both very interesting sideboard cards. I mean, he
Good.
knows he saw the high sentinels. He says, "I do not want to not have an option to deal with that."
Yeah, the extra counter is good. I'm look. What is his other removal? He's got a savage punch. He's got
It doesn't look like he has so much. He's got the charm. He's got the thousand winds, which is very expensive removal.
right.
And he has the crippling chill. He has a lot of ways of getting things off the battlefield, but not a lot of ways of like killing them for certain. He has the single copy of Savage Punch, disdainful strokes, force away. So yeah, no hard removal, so to speak.
Okay. Yeah, I mean it makes sense to try and get ahead of that stuff. Some hand disruption, counter spells.
And makes sense knowing his list too, because he knows he has tools of dealing with tiny threats on the ground. The only way he loses is to a specific card like High Sentinels.
Oof, we're going to 5 here.
Oh no!
And it's not a good 5. It's a Defiant Strike and
Oh,
an Alabaster Kieran and 2 lands.
it's always heartbreaking when these high stake mega drafts feel like they're often at the mercy of just really bad starting hands. Hobbit's got a great one. He's got all the tap lands he could dream of, along with a way of dealing with Evan's only win con, one of only win con in terms of disdainful stroke, and he just picked up the villainous wealth. So he's happy for this game to go long.
Oh, the Defiant Strike. The hopeful Defiant Strike here.
You know, a card's a card. Okay, that's actually pretty good right now in the spots. Granted, Daniel does have the Monastery Flock, so he will unfortunately be able to block that for days once it flips up. In fact, he's not even going to opt. I don't need to hide this. I'll just play it straight out.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes when your opponent mulls to 5, you know that there's not a lot they can do.
Oh, okay. That's really good, especially with a Disdainful Stroke sitting in Hobbit's hand. The only way he's going to have to deal with that now is by flipping over the Thousand Winds he has in his hand, which is going to cost 7, so he's quite a way away from even being able to do that.
So Evan's hand is a Mardu Hateblade and a Watcher of the Roost. So
A Hate Blade, you say?
I do say.
Okay, thankfully he does have the Disdainful Stroke. Otherwise, what a blowout this would be.
No, the Mardu Hateblade, the one in
Oh, I
white.
was thinking of the thing that domed for 2. The one drop. Yeah, okay, I see.
Okay.
Remind me what that one is?
It's the Watcher of the
Yes.
Roost.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Honestly, what he's got on the board is pairing really well against Hobbit's hand. He does have this embodiment of spring, so he will be able to ramp up to either flip this Thousand Winds next turn or play an expensive villain as well.
Okay, a Crackling Doom. It's not great targets here.
He definitely wants to hold on to that.
Is there
The
hand
only way he
disruption in Daniel's hand?
no, he just has this Disdainful Stroke, a tap land, and a Villainous Wealth. I like the swing.
Yeah. The hill that Evan's running up against, though, is Daniel's still at 20 life.
Yeah, even if he does present good board presence right now, and a big swing for 8 there.
Okay. Okay.
We picked up a Disown Ancestor, so not much changing over here. And he doesn't even have the mana to flip up this Thousand Winds yet, so he's got some beatings ahead of him. At the very least, he does now have the option of being able to sack the Embodiment of Spring if Daniel allows him to block with it. Or sorry, if Evan allows him to block with it.
Yeah, it'd be an interesting choice. Yeah, he just doesn't want to lose a creature, so.
It's a really great block and ramp. So he only gets to take 3 this turn, which is, ain't no thing. And now he's
And so
probably sitting very pretty knowing that he has this Winds he can flip up.
this Leaping Master is going to come down. That was his draw for turn.
Ooh, another really good card against this board. And with
Yeah,
another Disdainful Stroke, I mean, gosh, how unfortunate when your opponent is only running out sub 4 cost things.
I assume all the cards are going to be going back to hand here.
Yeah, makes sense that he'd want to swing with that. At the very least, he will have mana to rebuild part of the board. The only good news, I should say, for Daniel is that Evan will not be able to replay the 5/4, which means this Disdainful Stroke will be able to hit it when it gets replayed.
Yeah, and then the decision's going to be do you put two? I guess you could do 2 creatures with the Hate Blade and the Watcher or the Master, or do you Crackling Doom
I think you
the
just got a
winds?
Crackling Doom here. Because, I mean, without that Thousand Winds, I mean, Daniel's board, he's recovering, but he presents no threats, and, he still doesn't have answers for these things that are going to chip away at him. I mean, he will be able to finally get rid of the 5/4, but going to have to face up against 2 flyers, sitting up at 9 life. He's bleeding out slowly.
Yeah, this will be an interesting decision if Evan chooses to do his basically his entire hand except for Rough Rider, or get Rough Rider down, see what else he can try and sneak in.
I don't think Hobbit has represented a disdainful stroke yet.
Okay, Mountain off the top.
Yeah, I think there's no world he doesn't play this 5/4.
Yeah, well, there we go.
So it looks bad from Evan's point of view, but the good news is his hand is unprotected from the other disdainful stroke. The really exciting thing is going to be this Villainous Wealth, which I imagine Daniel is going to snag off right now, having hit basically what for 7? This is not the way you want to win or lose
Oh
uh,
man,
a final. I mean, goodness, spin the wheel. I saw a lot of lands.
I saw a lot of lands too.
Wow.
This is where I try and click through Evan's screen on Arena so I can see what's in there. And I have okay.
Okay, so he only snagged an ancestor and a bitter revelation. So really lucky as far as the way things could have gone. The bad news is that this bitter revelation is going to find another bitter revelation and a soul tie charm.
Yeah, one turn, look at 11 cards. That's not so bad, right?
He also has the option to look at this Knuckleblade, which I would want to probably grab myself. It's pretty durable. I don't really remember all of its activated abilities. I just know it's difficult to deal with and presents a really good blocker against any future aggression Evan can muster.
Oh, interesting. He's got a tormenting voice, but he probably doesn't want to get rid of any of the. He may pitch the hate blade, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, Hateblade is good in that it's slowly basically either trades for an annoying blocker or guarantees. Never mind.
Oof.
He says, "Nope, I'm out of here."
2 planes off the top.
Yeah, I think I would have been tempted to maybe be a little greedy with it, just because I know I need basically every point of damage at this point. But this is looking really good for Daniel now. I mean, he's got the removal for this flyer with the Sultai Charm. He did pick up a counter spell, the Teamer one that we talked about early in the draft,
Mm-hmm.
Trap Essence.
Trap essence. Yep.
So, I mean, Daniel G's got the removal and the protection, and soon he's going to have a threat. So, Evan's going to have to not just draw one threat, but multiple threats. It's not looking good for Evan, I will say.
Would you like to summon the High
Oh,
Sentinels?
I mean, I'd love to bring her out or him out, they out. I don't know, but he's got this disdainful stroke and another counterspell, so no worry to Hobbit at this point. He's reached the point of the game every control player dreams about.
Yeah. The corner has been turned here. It seems.
And props to Daniel for recognizing when exactly in the game he can start being aggressive. I think one of the marks of a really good player is knowing not only when you are, you know, safe to stave off aggression, but also when you need to start attacking to like close out the game sooner rather than later.
Yep. And so that was the land off the top he just played.
Ugh, brutal.
Just running out of gas. Yeah, when you're the Mardu player, you hate to look down at your board and see as many lands as the 5 color or 4 color drafter.
Although I will say, I mean, that's a funny draw. It's not going to really be relevant, but no reason not to snag this off since it's no longer going to be relevant. He draws the discard 2 in Rakshasha's Secret.
Okay, well, sure. Let's look at more cards. Oh, yeah, that one. Yeah. All right. Well,
Yeah, I mean, this is quite the clock.
yeah. He just looked at the graveyard there, and you could see that both players have 34 cards left in deck, which might make it seem like they went through the same amount of cards, but 7 of those cards were Daniel going through Evan's deck. That's not really fair.
Um, I mean, very close one here. If Evan draws like a pump spell, he's got this because Frisky Hobbit's hand is just creature counter spells.
No pump spell. It's a Krumar Bonkin.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh no! Little does he know that this basically just gives Daniel lethal. Oh, how do you even play around that? You don't. I mean, I guess he had lethal anyway with the Knuckleblade's activation.
I think, yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
You gotta play it out. I don't know
heartbreaking
what else.
match. On the multi-5, really good contention though from Evan, our newcomer. Major props to him. A sad day for the Jeskai clan, but also a happy day for the Jeskai clan as Daniel will move to the finals.